I'm going to record so we can share it with people if they want to go back and do this. So we're going to go through, I'm going to use the Success Club system. Because to be totally honest, I've been using this one from the Diesel Nation Olympics, Win the Week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finding it hard actually because there's so many things to check off that I end up doing the things I want to do instead of the things I should be doing, right? So I like this Success Club system because you're working your way down and ideally you're making your way through the entire column before moving on to the next column. So that's something I suggest is like, obviously, like this says B proves the product work. That's obviously, we got that. But then the next part, connect, invite, follow up, an hour and 40 minutes. Like we're not all going to have an hour and 40 minutes every day, right? And so obviously right now we're going to modify this to not be a full hour and 40 minutes. But I think it's important to get through each of these things every time you sit down to work instead of skipping the invite people, right? That's what we're all going to skip if we have to. But that's the most important thing. So let's just start by doing the initiating conversations and adding followers. So those are two different things. Oh, initiate connections. So that's not actually conversations. So I think first we should go and do at least 5 minutes of just going and finding new people and then doing the like, comments,
Okay.
maybe follow depending on the vibe. My favorite way is to find accounts that are similar to me and go to their followers and follow and go engage with them. So the one I use a lot is like, it depends. So I actually usually go to like what my last post was. So my last post was a running photo. So I would often like go start engaging with runners. And if my last post was like a mom photo, I'll probably go engage with moms for that session. Just because they usually look at the last, photo that they on there. And if it's like totally not what if those two things are different. I mean, a lot of times I get moms and runners. So anyways, I'll probably go to some like running accounts and then look.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to set the timer now. 5 minutes.
When you pick those accounts, do you go based off of who liked that picture of yours, or how are you, I guess, getting to those accounts?
So right now I'm going to go to like accounts that are similar to mine. So for example, on my, mine's a running, if I'm looking for runners, I would either search the hashtag, but I find that people on hashtags are usually like also trying to find new followers, right? Like Mother Runner one. Or I will go to like an account. So like I'm affiliated with this running group called Wazelle. And so I'll go to like some Wazelle Instagram accounts and who's following them.
Okay.
Even better, maybe who's liking and commenting on their stuff. Cause that means they're like engaged, right? They're like on Instagram. Cause sometimes you find accounts that like no one's ever done anything with it in a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Nicole. Lisa says she's trying to get in and she can't get into the group. It won't let her in.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of people.
Hi. I did some settings so that you had to go into a waiting room, and I regret that.
Oh, okay.
I see it now.
She is.
I'll have to remember to look. Hi guys. Sorry, I set it up. I was thinking it would just not start the meeting until I was in it, but instead it like put you in some waiting room. So you're in. So right now we're just doing the first part on the activity tracker, the initiating connections, finding new followers. So basically I was saying on Instagram, I look at my most recent photo that I posted. So mine's about running, and I'll like kind of try to find some new runners to engage with by going to accounts that are running and then seeing who's like commenting on those photos or who's following these accounts.
Nicole?
Yeah.
Can you see me?
No.
Okay.
Turn video. Yeah, there you go.
There, it's working now. Yeah, okay, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
So also when I'm doing this, a lot of times if I see people that I'm actually already following, but I don't recognize them, then I'll like go on and like comment on one of their most recent photos to kind of, or like it. I won't comment if it's like a few days old. If it's like recent, then I'll comment so that they, even though we're following each other, obviously I'm not seeing her in my feed. So that means she's probably not seeing me in my feed either. So I'm going to engage. And then maybe if they have a story, I'll even start a connect, like a conversation. So like this girl has a picture of something on The Bachelor. So, oh, she has direct messages off. So I can't respond to her story, but.
Eric's crying. He needs to eat. Of course.
Well, you can feed them while you're.
I'll be back.
So the timer already went off. So we'll go on to the next one. So if we were just, if that one, in that case, you were just kind of like commenting and liking, now we'll go to different people and start some conversations. So often I do that by, if I've written, so I have this, I like spreadsheets. So I have a spreadsheet called PBJ, and it's like that PBJ method that we've talked about a few times, where you meet someone and you give them you connect with them within a message by sharing, like linking something that you have in common with them, and then you invite them to a challenge group or coaching, and then you like sandwich it with like hey, like no worries if not. I guess the sandwich actually is the follow-up. So I'll send them essentially I will start the process by, in my spreadsheet, with the person I just added and connected with a few people. So I add their name in my spreadsheet. And then the next time I will go back and start a conversation with them. Then the third time I will do the invite, saying something like, hey, you're a fellow runner and mom, and I use these workout programs at home. I have another boot camp starting on March 11th. I'd love to have you join. If not, no worries, but you popped into my mind, so I thought I'd ask. And then I write their name down that I invited them. If they don't respond, then one of the most important things is to re-engage with them by starting a conversation again, maybe just even inviting them again. But part of it is just like continuing the conversation so that they're not like, this girl's only talking to me to invite me, right? So I think that's like a really essential part, is the follow-up with talking to them again, even if it's not about inviting them. So if they completely ignore you, remember, first of all, they might be at a stoplight. They might be with their kids. They might not know what to say. They might not want to join you now. They might want to join you in 4 months, but they don't know that yet. So you just can't get offended. You just have to like add them to your list. Don't like, the worst thing you can do is invite someone and then never talk to them again, because that just proves to them that that's all you cared about, right? So that's kind of the 4-step process I go through. So essentially what we did in the first part of the Power Hour was initiating connections. Then I add their name. Then now we're going to start conversations with people that we will later invite. Then we will invite them. Then we will follow up with them. So 4-step process, I guess. Hi.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I accidentally like initiated some kind of waiting room thing. Worst idea.
What is going on?
So we're on the starting conversations. I agree.
Hi.
So in this case with the starting conversations, I mean, obviously if I'm working off my list that I just mentioned, I would go to people on my list that I need to start a conversation with. But another way is you could go to a photo or your stories and then like, so I just did a transformation photo recently and see who liked it and then just start conversations with those people. And if they're not already on my list, then add them to my list. Because you can find people and initiate conversation in the same step. It doesn't have to be like, but I liked it, the Power Hour that Kelly did when she was talking about just like, especially if someone comments on one of your photos, you want to go to their page and like comment on some of theirs and like give them love so that they know that you like are engaging with them, want to be friends with them.
Nicole, you're frozen. Is anyone else seeing that?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
You guys are all frozen.
I'm also not seeing a mute button anywhere like I usually do.
Am I still
I'm not.
frozen? Am I back?
Everyone else is fine except you, Nicole.
What?
Yeah, Kelly's fine.
Am I unfrozen?
Bree, you have to just hover your mouse and it'll pop
Hover
up.
it over
Mine's doing the
what?
same thing. The picture, whoever you're seeing right now, you move your mouse, then it should pop up from the bottom. You
No.
see it?
It's different. It's a totally different view than it was the last time I logged onto this.
I
Do
think
you
it's
see
because, it must be because of my waiting room thing I did. I don't know. It's
Oh,
also
maybe.
different for me.
Maybe.
I don't know. I have everyone on the top.
Yeah, I don't.
If you
Weird.
do you see in your top, if you hover your mouse over the picture, do you see in your top right hand corner like a little grid or expand icon?
Let me see.
Are you working on a Mac or a PC?
Mac?
Oh, probably all different. I'm on a PC. Sorry.
Okay. I'll figure it out. Well, at least Max isn't up, so you guys don't have to listen to him.
You are showing double though. I'm seeing two of you.
Two of me?
Is anyone
weird.
else?
Yeah, I see two.
Weird. Maybe I'll X out and re-enter. Bye. Okay. Now I have you all at the top. I don't know what is going on here.
Another tip I have for Power Hour, which I'm terrible at, is like closing out of everything else on your computer so you don't get distracted.
For sure.
Another thing that I'm struggling with, honestly, lately is I'm getting so wrapped up in these conversations with the same people over and over again. You know, that are like we've become kind of friends, but like now it's just to the point where like they either did join me in the past, but or you know they already told me no, or I don't know. But I'm wasting a lot of time talking to them over and over again instead of talking to new people. So that's why these power hours are good, because you can sit down and focus and not do that. So I would recommend like when you first go in on a power hour, like avoid all your messages that you already have. Like wait to respond to those.
Yeah, this week I actually turned off all notifications on everything for the first time, except for texts and voice messages, because you know, for Steve or whatever. But
I don't get any on my main screen either. It's just if I go in, I see the little number.
Right.
All right, the timer is already off. So we're obviously not going to do, we shouldn't do Instagram stories right now, unless you want to take a picture of all of us, and then I definitely recommend posting that on your stories, talking about how we're all working together. Am I frozen again? I'm going to tell my husband to get off doing it.
Okay, I'm a big fan of the boomerang. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I'm like doing the motion like I'm boomerang. Am I frozen still?
No, you're not.
Okay, I feel like half of you guys are frozen, so I don't know. I just texted my husband and was like, are you streaming something? I think on my bandwidth. Probably my 40 things I have open. Okay, so now go to your most recent Facebook, or your most, I guess this is another thing. Respond to all new likes, comments, or views. We'll just do this really quickly, 5 minutes. But this would be kind of the same thing where you maybe respond to the comments that you've gotten, but also like go give them love on their stuff. Unless you're finding like it's the same people over and over and over again, then like don't do that. I mean, you want to keep the relationship going, but like don't feel like you have to every single time go back to their page and All right, the timer's off. So now, since most of us have challenge groups coming up soon, let's spend 10 minutes inviting. And I also only have like a free Zoom plan, so we're going to be cutting off at 40 minutes, just to give you advance warning. But we still have 15 minutes left, so let's do 10 minutes with inviting. I just invited someone because it just came up, so got one done. Right. So for our last part, we'll do follow-ups for 5 minutes, and then we're going to get cut off in 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So I'll set my timer for 4 minutes. Time goes so fast.
No.
Hi, Stephanie. Sorry. You just got added.
Oh, she just got on.
We have 4 minutes left. I almost feel like one thing you have to add on here is like respond to the messages that you just started, right? I feel like I like to do my power hour usually in the morning so that like then later in the day I can do like keep the conversations going.
Hey, Nicole,
Yeah.
in follow-ups, when we've sent out, had the conversation, had the whole email about all the information go, and then you're following up, wasn't there something about like not saying checking in, or like, how would you suggest to word the follow-up? Touching base, or
I usually, if it's like say we have our challenge group starting on Monday, I usually follow up like around now and say, hey, I'm setting up the group. Just wanted to see, you know, they reserved a spot for you. Wanted to see if you are still interested.
okay, perfect.
I feel like usually if I say I reserve a spot for them, they like feel like they should respond.
They actually respond. Okay.
They're more likely to, at least even to tell me that they don't want it.
Okay, cool.
All right, we have less than a minute, so I'm gonna say goodbye. Thanks, guys. This is helpful. That went so fast. Just can't believe it. Anyways, have a good night.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Zoom workout tomorrow morning if anyone wants to join.
Okay.
5:30?
Yeah. See you, Kara and Tracy. Anyone else?
I'm gonna try to be on.
Okay. Hope your kids sleep well.
Yeah. All right. I can stop recording.